Well, family, and welcome to another episode of Room 518. It's your boy T-Rail, aka Big Country, and I also got my boy Dant. We're here to talk to you about some good stuff that was going on this week, and kind of go over some stuff that we were recently talking about as far as some film and stuff that was going on. But before we get into that, Dant, how was your week?
Oh man, week was pretty good, man. It was this week. I think was the warmest I think we've had all season. So we can kind of see a few glimmers of spring coming back here. Has weather been pretty good down there? It's been very nice. Yeah, nice, man. I went out yesterday to the gym, no jacket last night. It was nice. It was a good time. And so, yeah, the birds are chirping again and stuff going on. It starting to feel good outside. So that's always nice. What else? Dropped a new episode of Quiet Loud. Check that out, YouTube folks. But anyway,
I was about to say,
I was really happy about this ruling that the Supreme Court says that Trump's tariffs, the emergency declaration, was above his pay grade, basically. He is not able to do that. So they have declared the tariffs against the world to be illegal. So we'll see where it goes from there. It wasn't clear. They weren't clear on what was going to happen with the money that's come in from those tariffs. I think they may leave that up to Congress, but they firmly stated that power lies with Congress, just like everybody already knew.
Mm-hmm.
But he keeps doing these end runs around the other branches of government. So it's good to just see, the other branches asserting themselves and checks and balances and all that stuff the way it's supposed to work. Yeah.
Question.
And yeah, go ahead.
Why did it take them so long? Were they waiting for some type of session to be held? I'm not into politics on that level anymore.
Yeah. I was ticked about that too. I was actually talking to my wife about it. I was talking to Kelly about it and saying that it really sucks because, he did these tariffs early last year, and
a year ago,
we
almost
are now
exactly.
having harmed the global economy, having messed with our allies and everything else with these ridiculous tariffs, against even our closest allies and strategic partners, which I just thought was stupid. But the problem is everything has to trickle its way up. And then the Supreme Court still has to agree to hear it. You know what I mean? It's so many cases that come to them per year. They only take but so many. And so they have to in a lot of cases, they have to get appealed all the way up. You know what I'm saying? Like lower courts have to rule on it, and then they appeal that rule and appeal that rule and appeal that ruling all the way up. And then the Supreme Court may or may not decide to hear that case. And it just takes a long time to do it, the way that they do it, unless the Supreme Court decides to take it up even earlier. And you just are waiting.
That is stupid.
Hey, man.
Stupid at best. That is stupid.
We 250 years after they made this. We should have, had a say in the putting together of this. Now, I've said all along, and this may be a really unpopular thing to say. I'm going to break it right here, though, that I always felt like we need a new constitution. You can say it's a living document all you want, but at this point, we are arguing over the people who are real fundamentalists about the Constitution and the letter and spirit of it from when it was written. Some of those more white nationalist folks say the quiet part out loud, that stuff wasn't intended for us. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Those rights and privileges weren't intended for us, even though they are conferred onto citizens, of this nation. But they believe that because we weren't at the time, that we weren't. Now, we have all these different amendments that are supposed to equalize everything, right?
Yeah.
Well, I feel like, why don't we just bake them on in and stop playing this game? You know what I mean? We just codify all of it into a new constitution. Don't tell me can't do it. We are not so gone that we can't do that. They did it back then, and those people did it when senators and congressmen were challenging each other to duels and killing each other, on behalf of this stuff. They were right. So, and they could do it. And heck, they did it in the middle of one of the biggest heat waves in the summer of 1775 or 6, no air conditioning. You know what I'm saying? And they still managed to get this thing done. We got air conditioning. We got indoor plumbing. We got DoorDash and everything else. We can do it, man. Ain't no reason why, other than the fact that some people actually don't want there to be equality. And that's where it comes down to. You don't want to do a new one because that would mean that now we can make sure that word perfect, it says what we want it to say, and that everybody is included, and there is no letter and spirit. There is no my interpretation of it. There is no, you see what I'm saying?
Well, no, I totally understand. I think that
And I
that's the
think at the
biggest thing.
250th, which we are at now,
Yeah,
this is the
yeah.
250th, it's time to go ahead and make some real lasting stuff happen here in this country. What were you about to say? I'm sorry to cut you off.
No, you're exactly right. I don't think that we can go another, because let's be honest, man. Things change, people grow, and if we're calling it, you can call it a living document all you want to, but truth of the matter is, things have to be rectified at some point, and to completely rectify right now, if you could illustrate the Constitution, it's like looking at an old pickup truck that a person done put new tires on and changed the engine out. It's got a rust spot here, and they just keep
Right.
fixing. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna keep driving this even though all these new cars out. You know what I mean? And
Mm-hmm.
so I totally get what you're saying. At some point, we reaching a point where there's so many things that are dated within the Constitution that we have to rectify what we see, because we didn't expect it to be. I don't think America had a plan of having this many different cultures in one place.
I think they did, though. I mean, think about it. Before the time that they actually wrote the Constitution, the colonies were made up of Dutch, French, English. These were
That's
people
true.
coming
That's
from
true.
different religions and different places. What
Yeah.
it was they didn't intend for us to get in on it. You see what I'm saying? They didn't
Yeah.
intend for us to get in on it. We came in at the bottom of slave ships. They didn't intend for us to be playing a role in it. They intended for us to still be serving the food.
You know what? You're right. You're
Uh,
right. You make
so
a
I
good
think
point.
it was a melting pot. They had always been saying that. They just didn't want us melting into it. And I think that the original sin of this country, and then we can move on before we get too deep into all this. The original sin of this country is the fact that it's about taking. A
It's
man
about
went the
taking.
wrong way looking for India, came here, and instead of saying this ain't where I was looking for, called the place India, called the people Indians, and then claimed a nation or a land that already had people on it. That's sin number one. Ran these people out, brought us over here, and then when the war was fought for whatever reason to free us against the people who seceded from the nation, right? The
Yeah.
main problem, the reason why we are where we are, is that those people were allowed to come back. They were allowed to live. They weren't exiled. They weren't killed. They were like, all right, y'all come back. Come on
And you
back.
can still keep your
I know
flag.
y'all
And
tried to
you
kill us. Right.
Yeah,
You
and you
keep
can keep your
keep your little
flag,
stuff,
we
your
ain't
little
going
heritage
yeah,
and whatever. It's all good.
yeah.
And that is the reason why we have limped ahead ever since.
Because you gotta first acknowledge history to fix history. And the thing
Right.
is, our white counterparts have not yet, as a whole, acknowledged those most vicious and most vitriol things that they've ever done. They haven't acknowledged that when the buffalo was killed, it was killed because they were trying to destroy a whole nation of people, Indian people
Right.
or Native
Right.
Americans. Realistically, the hunting those buffaloes was about taking a food source from some people that we don't want to have food. You know what I mean? We trying to put a stranglehold on people. And you literally, a nation of folks decided that we're gonna kill every buffalo across the whole of the United States. We're gonna make a species of animal go extinct so that we can
And
crush.
of people. Hell, they basically
Yeah,
almost eradicated the Native American. Came
yeah,
over here, made everybody sick, killed
and
them.
then called them beasts. Told them that and said that they were the savages.
They were the
That's what they
savages,
taught
right?
you,
You coming
huh?
through murdering, killing everything you can get your hands on, but they're the savages, though.
But that's the biggest. That's the
Well, we
biggest
about to go down a
part of
rabbit hole,
America.
but
You said what?
but go ahead. I said we about to go down a rabbit hole. I can feel it coming. But what were you saying?
No, but that's the biggest thing though, bro. Like when you look at the way that we are as a people, like and the thing is, it's now American culture. Like even black people do it.
Hmm.
We
Oh
will
yeah,
vilify
yeah,
anybody to make them look like they're bad in order for us to get what we want. You know what I mean? And
yeah.
that's no longer it's now that's a trait that was learned, but it is definitely an American trait. literally a
Yeah.
part of American culture. So to change that is to first you got to first change the identity of what the original American culture is. The reason
You're
why
right.
black people were thought of was the way that they thought of was because of movies like Birth of a Nation. Like, you know, like,
Okay.
okay,
Yeah.
we're gonna show a whole lot of ignorant people that ain't really got that much to see a side of folks that don't really exist. We're gonna make it look like they're
Mm.
this, and they've done it. You know, you look at movies like the first film that came out in what we call Hollywood was cowboy movies. You know, it was always movies that depicted anybody who you didn't want to look at in a positive light negatively. Now in Hollywood, they won't let certain movies even be released if it's too positive because they don't want people to see that narrative or that side of who you are. So yeah, man, it's crazy that we're
Mm.
here, but you're not wrong. Is the point? You know, you're not wrong. I think that is something that needs to be checked and probably looked into. Ain't nobody gonna look into it
And they
though.
should have gave us our reparations too at the
Yeah, they would
time.
have found
You
a
know
way to
what I
take
mean?
that back. They would have found a way to take
Hey,
that back for sure.
of course they will, but you know what? They've been taken without giving anyway. So it'd be nice to have gotten something. You know, hey man, we could talk about that all
You know
day.
what that is, though?
Talking what's up?
The reason they don't do that, though, is because truth is, if you give the most black people just a little bit more than what they had, they can turn it into a lot. Then you're gonna have
Come on.
those that don't, because it's gonna always be a poor mindset and a rich mindset. But you got a
Always,
lot.
always, always, always.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
but you're right. You're absolutely right. I mean, you're talking about some of the most ingenious, innovative,
creative,
creative people that there are out there, and all they need sometimes is the capital. Sometimes you're missing. You got all the right idea, you got all the drive in the world, but if you can't get funded, you know, while you're still trying to keep your life moving forward and ends meeting and family fed and everything else, it just takes you forever, and you got to keep that dream burning inside of you. Whereas a lot of times some other people can just go and get a loan or
bro.
crowdfund, or mom and daddy write them a big check, or whatever the case, because
Yo,
they got generational wealth they can dole out in a way that we don't. So there is
same
a lot
reason.
baked into it, which is why I say we could talk about this for a long time. We should probably write this down and table that for another day. You were talking
Yeah.
about because it just hit my head a second ago. You were talking about Birth of a Nation, but then I was thinking about like a flip side of that. In the 90s, there was this movie. I don't know if you've seen it. It was called White Man's Burden. Have you ever seen this before?
No, I've never
It
seen White Man's
had
Burden.
John Travolta in it, and I want to say maybe Sidney Poitier, but it was this. The main plot was this: the world was the reverse of what we know, and
Okay.
white people were the black people. They were the ones who had the hard time, and they were the ones who had been struggling, and this, that, and other. It was just such an interesting kind of a thing to watch. The
Okay.
kind of tropes that were going on about them, the fact that people thought they were criminals and this, that, and the other. It was a very interesting kind of flip. But yeah. Speaking of movies,
Gotcha.
though, I saw a movie trailer just seconds before we got on here, a new movie, and I was like, man, we have got to talk about this one. We've got to look at this real quick. You want to see it real quick? We can
Let's
review it.
go.
You want
Show it
to check
to
it
me,
out? Hey,
baby.
let's check it out real quick since we're talking about it, man. Hey, this was so cool. Let's check this out real quick. It's called Is God Is. Can you see this? Let's roll.
Yeah. Is God is. I'm listening. I'm looking. You say twin?
Yeah, but look at them, bro.
Bro,
Bro, oh,
that's gonna
shit.
be a crazy movie. Is God is?
I was just blown away by
Bro.
the whole thing, right? So, I mean, it's got this really kind of gritty look to it. You know what I mean? But then it's like a total, because I mean, it had like this real Kill Bill vibe to it. You know what I mean? Where it's like they're going on this kind of journey almost, how they were stopping from like person to person or something like that as they make their
Yeah.
way toward him,
It
but it looked like
reminds
it
me
might
of
be a violent one too.
yeah, it seemed like it, bro. It give me like Machine Gun Preacher vibes too, bro. Like that is
Yeah, yeah,
crazy.
yeah, yeah.
That
Yeah,
is
what do you
crazy.
think, man? I mean, Erica Alexander, Vivica Fox,
Man, a mix between Kill Bill and The Color Purple. You gotta see that. You gotta see that. You gotta see that.
Whoa! Wow. Yeah,
Man,
man. Yeah. I
you
mean, that
gotta
looks
see
like
it.
that's gonna be good. That like it's gonna
You
be
know
good.
what?
Now I
You know
think
what else
it
that
was
gives
May
me?
something. I think I saw.
You said what?
I said it looked like it was May something or other that I think I saw it was coming out.
I didn't catch May 13th. Was that what it was?
I think so.
it feels like it's gonna have the same vibe, or not the same vibe, but the same energy of did you ever see Slick and Queen?
Queen and Slim.
Queen and Slim.
Yeah, I saw it. I saw it just last year, I want to say, and I was, hey man, I was like, whoa. I
If
remember the trailers and stuff, and being
yeah,
like, that movie seems like it's gonna be pretty heavy, and it may be a really good movie, but I don't want to. I just hate going to the theaters to watch a movie that's gonna have me down when I come out of it,
I respect that. I respect that.
But I saw,
Queen and Slim. I'm
watched
tripping.
the movie, and it was so good, bro. Go ahead. What were you gonna say about it?
But I was gonna say it's got that feel to it.
It
I don't know
does. It
why I call it
does.
Slick and Queen. This is how you know you get old, bro. You just calling shit the wrong. I sound like my
Yeah.
mama, my
And
dad.
was ready to roll with it too. It was that
Yes,
Slick
it was
and
that
Queen.
Slick and Queen. So most definitely, bro.
Yeah.
But
But
nah,
I
I really think
absolutely
that's
knew
gonna be.
exactly what you were talking about.
Yeah, I think it's gonna have that feel, man. Probably be as big as that movie. The violence in that movie was a lot, but the storyline and what captured you in it was pretty
Oh
good. So
yeah, man. Yeah,
that's what I
absolutely.
think there's gonna
It
be
was
fire
real.
about it for sure, for sure. I'm kind of interested in seeing that for sure, bro. I love
Yeah, me too.
Janelle Monáe. She's kind of my
Janelle
favorite.
Monáe, you can't go wrong. Erica Alexander, you can't go wrong. Sterling
Nope.
K. Brown, McKelty Williamson, Vivica Fox. I mean, wow. They should pay us some money to talk about this thing.
Yeah, that's a
You know,
start. You got to
I
start.
mean,
You got to start lineup for that one, bro.
yeah, man, you do. And so when you think about what the actual plot is, and what the movie can be if it's done the way it feels like it's gonna be done, that's gonna be a really good movie. I mean, but yeah, it does give you that kind of old school film vibe though. Like, it doesn't feel
Yeah.
like something that was made today. It feels like something from back in, when we were coming up, 90's, 2000s kind of thing.
Hey, man. Hey, say, man. Speaking of 90s and 2000s, we got to get in our bag today because that's kind of like where we were going, because we were going to do 90s sitcoms, I think. We
Right,
probably have
right.
to push that out. But, dude, 90s movies. Because let's be
Okay.
honest with you, bro. Let's be honest, man. I say let's be honest a lot, but the truth, and I say the truth is a lot. Those are my two things. But look, check. This black movie is about to come out, right? And most black movies are usually well done. It's like you can't afford to mess up a black movie.
Oh man,
The
you got to be 3
storyline's got
times
to
as
be,
good.
yeah, it's got to be on point. And so I'm thinking, like, dude, like, when you think about top 10 in movies, what do you have on your list for the 90s? Like, and you ain't got to go top 10. You can go like what you got, period. Like, what's
Yeah.
the movies in the 90s that really bust your ass as far as black movies now?
Black movies. Okay, black movies. Black movies. I think even with black movies, you could still, I mean, the 90's was just rich with black movies. You
Those
know
the
what I
best
mean?
ones, bro.
Of all kinds. Man, it was. It was. I think, okay, let's go. We can go one for one.
All
All
right,
right.
let's go.
All right, so I'll start off. I told you, there's a lot of drama out there, but the ones that stick with me the most are the ones that make me laugh. They leave me with, moments you can talk about later on, stuff
Okay.
like that. If I'm going with something funny, right off top, I'm going Major Pain.
You going funny first? Major
Yeah,
Pain?
Major
I ain't
Pain. I'm
even
going
mad
Major
at that.
Pain. Not my top movie,
Man.
but it is one that I think everybody who has ever seen it walked away with at least 5 funny parts of that movie that just stuck with you so hard. That movie was hilarious in so many different ways. I think
Oh
that's
man, you know
Damon
what?
Wayans almost at his best too.
If you're gonna go with
In terms
Major
of
Pain
movies.
first, I'm gonna go ahead and raise you a Wayne. I'm gonna go with I'm Gonna Get You Sucker.
Oh, was that 90's?
I feel like that, man. See, now I gotta look, bro. But you
I
said
feel like that was like 89.
Oh man, so you gonna qualify me, bro? You gonna qualify me? Now I gotta see. Now I gotta see because
it was 88.
It was 88?
88. Yeah, yeah.
So let me get back into my
But you
bag
can
then.
still strike again with a Wayans, though.
Nah, because I don't want to go with the Wayans, though. If I'm going to go with
All right.
a 90s movie I really want to see, I'm going to go with, I'm going to be honest with you. If we go early 90s, I'm looking at Above the Rim. I think that was a fucking classic, bro. And I'm going to be honest with you. I slick put, like, so when you're talking about, like, big-time classic black movies, I really put Above the Rim and Juice, like, in the same category.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what? Oddly, yes. Was it the high school nature of it? Was it the fact that they
yeah. You
were,
know, the whole
the
thing.
high school was kind of a backdrop to the movie itself?
Yeah,
It
both
wasn't
of them was.
exactly, they didn't talk about being in school a lot, but it was just the backdrop, to what they were doing. I think you're absolutely right. Wow. So we're doing Above the Rim / Juice.
Yeah, I got to, because I don't think you can really. It's some people that's gonna be like, Juice is a better movie. You got the Juice now. You
Okay.
know what I'm
But
saying?
isn't Tupac's in both of them?
And he's a
Okay.
and he's a headache in both of them. Is what's crazy,
He,
bro.
man,
Like Tupac was always a headache, bro. Like I was thinking about, okay,
in
so
everything but probably poetic justice. He seemed
I
like a
was
pretty
going
straight up
there.
dude trying to get his act
Oh,
together, trying to get his act together kind of in that movie. So,
I, I was
yeah,
going
yeah,
there,
Above the
man.
Rim and Juice, I think he did really fill that role of just being, oh my God, here he comes. You know
Yeah,
what
stay
I'm
away from this
saying?
motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Like he was a whole
Right.
problem.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
Wayne's was actually in.
totally.
Wayne's was actually in.
Oh, that's right. Marlon was in Above the
Was
Rim.
Above the Rim, yeah.
Yeah,
So it's
yeah,
like,
that's right.
so we still got a Wayne's. We still
That's
pulled a
right.
Wayne.
Wow,
But you know what?
still
The
a
Waynes are
Wayne's in there.
responsible for a lot of black cinema, though. A lot of black cinema.
So
Whether
much,
we,
so much.
I don't think we
Because
always acknowledge.
so much so that they couldn't not be mentioned all the way
True,
through here. I think it would
true.
be a disservice or almost even impossible to talk black movies in the 90's and not mention them at all.
Very
Like,
true.
you'd have to go out of your way. I mean, I could drop several others even just right now, but I'll space them out a little bit. Let's see. Okay, I went comedy the first time. I'll go a little bit more dramatic this time. I'll go with Set It Off.
I did not put that on there. That's definitely a top tenner, bro. That
Set
is
It
a
Off.
top tenner for sure.
I went to the movies to see that one. Yeah.
Oh man, I saw that. I remember seeing that in the house and sitting on the living room floor. Who was I with? Me, my little sister, my little sister, my nephew. We watched a lot of stuff we weren't supposed to watch together because they were 4 years younger than me. But that was hey, bro. Set It Off was hard, bro. That was a dope
Set It
movie,
Off,
bro.
man.
All
Set It
right,
Off.
all right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have
What
to
you
give you
got?
something funny then, bro. If you gonna go Set It Off, I'm gonna go Friday.
Yeah.
95, bro.
Wow. Okay.
Friday.
Why
I
did
gotta
that
go
not
Friday.
even that didn't even scroll across me? That's so weird.
For real, bro?
No, not even at all. Wow. And that,
Man.
and not on purpose either. I love Friday. I love
No,
Friday.
for
It's
sure.
the first is my favorite of the series.
Me too.
Obviously. I will say I think Mike Epps was the franchise couldn't have continued without Mike Epps. I have to
No, I
say, I
think
mean,
so
you
too.
have to give it to him because he's stepping into the shoes of somebody like who was carrying the comedic role like what Chris Tucker
Chris Tucker
did in
did
that
back at
first
the
one,
time. Yeah.
who had the bar up so unbelievably high.
Yeah.
Then to say, well, he's out. We still want y'all to come see the movie. We got this dude nobody's seen before,
And he killed it, bro.
and then he completely crushed it.
Yeah.
And he brought something else to it. He wasn't trying to be Smokey.
No, he was
he
Day-Day.
was a completely other character, and he had a lot of quotables too. So,
He had a
and
whole
I
bunch.
think,
I think
yeah,
that's what's
he
crazy.
made the
Top
di-
flight
he made the
security of the
difference.
world, Craig. That's
Top
the
flight
biggest,
security of the world. Cause
bro.
people still say that now. Yeah.
Bro, we say it
Heck,
all
I
the
said
time.
that
at
to
work.
you
Yeah.
last week, I think. Yeah.
So when you,
Oh.
because that's the essence of what makes, like, especially black movies. Like you look at white movies and you're like, dude, that's a dope movie, but you're not remembering a line that
Right.
iconically changed the community. Like it's not a whole bunch of white people saying like a line from Full Metal Jacket, And I only say
Right.
Full Metal Jacket because it was a pretty good movie. It was
This
crazy.
is my rifle. This is my gun. I do
Yeah,
remember that
that's
part.
about it.
But
That's about all
that's
you
about
got
it.
from that, bro.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? Like, so when you think about it, like, dude, the amount of quotables in all of these from You Got the
I
Juice
mean,
Now.
right.
Man.
Or
Okay.
that part on Above the Rim where they were playing games and then it was like for bunks. And then they had to spank each other. I was like, what is happening right now?
Oh, shoot. And you know what that takes me to? And actually,
What's that?
and it's not, I don't even have this on my list, bro. All About the Benjamins.
Oh, yeah, it's definitely not on my list.
But
I'm trying to wonder if I even saw that. Now, that's an Ice Cube and Mike Epps also, right?
Yeah.
What was this one about? I remember the movie. I don't know if I saw it.
Ice Cube was like a bounty hunter or something. and he was
He
coming.
had the braids.
He did have braids. Yeah, he did.
I
have
might have
braids.
seen that because I was going, this is taking me out of it. Why is this
But
dude?
you,
Why does he have braids? Get him off, but get him out.
oh man, that was like I think that was like probably like 99 too. It was late. It was late 90s.
Was it?
But
Tail end of
that was when Mike Epps say 45.
45,
What's that?
47. See, I
Yeah,
even know that, and I don't know if I've seen that movie.
that's
Yeah.
crazy, bro. That's
We
crazy.
were still in high school
All right,
when
so
that came out, so it's a good chance that it was the 90s, but I'm feeling like it might have been 2000, 2001.
I be throwing them out that late, huh?
2002. 2002.
For real, all of my
Yeah.
bitches came out that late. God dang.
Yeah.
I'm throwing blanks. Ah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
What you
Wait,
got, bro?
you had the last one anyway, right? You said
Yeah,
Friday.
it's on you.
Friday was yours, right? Okay, let's do. Ooh, okay, let's do this. So you did a slash. You did above the rim slash juice. I'm gonna
Yeah.
go 5 heartbeats slash temptations.
I'm not mad at you, sir, because I was coming.
Yeah.
I was coming.
Yeah, you can't not include those two. Every
No,
time
like,
I think
I
about
hate
5
when people
heartbeats,
try
it's
to.
like, and that's quotable too. The Bird and the Midnight Falcons, and he come out. I was just a young boy,
Nah, hey,
hanging
look,
with my toys, hanging
ain't
out
nobody
with the
coming to
guys.
see
I
you,
love that.
Otis. Look, see, bro.
Right. Otis, ain't nobody coming.
Ain't nobody
to see
coming
you,
to see you. It's
We the voices.
It's a couple of them though. It's a couple of them in
Yeah, they had some too.
uh,
It was, you
yeah,
know what? Black movies are highly quotable. I didn't really think
yeah.
about it like that, but they are highly quotable. I don't know if that's just our nature of just trying to take something away from it. So we, take those moments and say them over and over again, or if they were intended, like this line might hit. This might be something people are saying in 5 or 10 years.
Hey, since we are talking about highly quotables, I'm gonna go Life.
Yeah, that was on my list. That would have come up for me for sure.
I'm the baby of that. I'm the pappy of that baby. I'm the pappy. You gonna eat your cornbread? It was like a lot of quotables in Life, bro.
It was, and
this was
it was a
honestly,
who's who. Yeah, go ahead.
bro, for sure. That particular time of male black actors, it was a who's who for sure. And to be truthful with you, I think we don't talk enough about the chemistry. Like, I don't think we talk enough in the movies in the industry about the chemistry of Martin and Eddie Murphy.
Yep.
Eddie Murphy was a complete legend by the end, bro. He was already a legend.
Absolutely.
And you look at the chemistry that him and Martin had in that movie, it was incredible, bro. Like
Yeah, man.
I think we
it was
don't
so
talk
good.
about it because
And they both were fully present in this movie too. It wasn't
the
one
whole
person
way.
was shining on the other. It was
No,
these dudes are completely, running amok. You know what
bro,
I'm saying?
they was
And
here
it
and here.
was, oh my
Here and
gosh,
here.
it was so good. It was what I think it was. They accomplished what Harlem Nights was supposed to be for that generation. For the
what?
generation prior. I think they did it because they had a who's who of people in Harlem Nights, but everybody didn't get to shine. You know what I mean? They were there, but they weren't in their prime. You know what I mean? It wasn't a bunch of folks who were riffing and they had a bunch of good scenes. There was some good lines in there, but it wasn't the same kind of thing where life was just scorching the screen the whole time.
Yeah, bro, you right, man. Because when you think about Bernie Mac was in his bag on there, man. Just the silliness,
Come on.
bro.
And how he came up with that character, I would never,
bro.
I would never know.
Yo, everybody in life was definitely one. I think what makes Life dope is it wasn't just good comedy, it was good acting. Like the acting and the comedy went together. Like a lot of times you get a good comedic movie and it's like, I like this movie because it's comedy, like it's funny. It's funny. But the acting
They came with it. They came with it on the acting because I think they properly even conveyed how you would feel in a completely topsy-turvy situation like what happened with them. That was completely upside down. That whole thing of they didn't have anything to do with this, but just being who they were in the place that they were in the time that they were got them a life sentence. And no matter what they did, from then on, it just kept bringing them right back to this situation.
Bro, and
it was
the downs in that movie, the ebbs and the flows, the ebbs in that movie was tough because you could their ability to convey emotion and the type of emotion that would have been needed to convey in that moment, right? You seeing the dude who for a fact as an old man, you seeing a dude who you the dude who you did it. You the dude who framed
Right.
you got my watch, dude.
My
You know what
gosh.
I'm saying? Bro.
Man, that's where Django was supposed to start, right there.
Bro, facts, bro.
That's where it was supposed to. They were supposed to have their Django moment right there. But they
Yeah,
did.
bro.
I mean,
So
they got him, but they didn't get him.
that was a
But it
good one,
still
man.
didn't fix their situation. It was like as soon as that happened, and then the dude died after he
When
awarded.
they was about to
I
let
was
him
just
go.
the
Yeah,
whole thing just was like, oh, just broke your heart the whole way through.
for the
But the
whole
movie
time.
was so immensely funny at the same time. So I think you're absolutely right. They like threaded this needle of being very comedic but extremely dramatic and all of them in the right moments, and they were
Definitely good balance.
both at the top of their game. And then, like I said, it was like you said too, it was completely packed with some heavy hitters and people we just knew.
Yeah,
Every face you saw there was somebody who was contributing every moment. I mean, Guy
yeah.
Torrey, Miguel Nunez, early still big Anthony Anderson.
Facts, bro. You
You
remember
know,
everybody, dude.
I
That
mean,
that black
so
guy
many
who's
people.
been in every movie and he's a great actor, but I never can remember
My
his name.
gosh.
You know who I'm talking
Yeah.
about too. He was the
You
daddy
talking
of
Oba Babatunde.
yeah.
It's a thing I do. I can't help it.
Oh,
But
man, it's incredible, bro,
yeah,
that you
him.
have
He's
that
in
movie.
everything. He was kind of like the father figure of the group. Yeah, and he's one of those guys from that thing too. But that movie was so phenomenal. We could spend an episode talking about how good life was and everything that went into it. That was
Yeah,
I mean, if those dudes stopped working after that day, they would still be known as the dudes who made life. Like that was a fantastic movie. That's like a career maker if you were to star in that. Let me see. All
I
right, let
agree.
me turn it
I
back
agree.
again. Let me turn it back. All right, so that was a male-led kind of comedy. I'm gonna throw a curveball. I'm gonna throw a
Okay.
curveball in. Are you ready for this curveball? I'm gonna throw a curveball. You didn't see this one coming. You're not gonna see this one coming. I'm going with the B, the A, the P, the S, the Black
Are
African
you serious?
Princes,
BAPS?
BAPS.
You
Who
know
would
what
have
though?
ever seen Halle Berry come out
That was her
ratchet,
first. That was her only. Yeah, you
big
know what?
earrings? I mean, come on, come
That
on.
was a
It's a
actually really
must
good
watch.
movie.
It's a must watch for
Yeah,
somebody who is so gifted and talented as Halle Berry come in and show that. I mean, Natalie Desselle was
top tier,
Halle
bro.
Berry had to match with what Natalie Desselle was doing
That was
because you knew
definitely
she
like,
was gonna bring that, and she was with her every single step. Man, it was totally believable. She seemed like a girl from around the way.
bro. You know
It
what?
was
You're
a
right,
really
bro.
good movie.
I give you that. I give you that. That's a
Yeah,
good one, bro. That's a
yeah,
good one. And
yeah.
Babs was definitely like when you think about it, man. Like the hairstyle that she was wearing, they were
Oh my
beauticians from
god!
Atlanta. You know what I mean?
Right,
Like
hair
if you
show
from Georgia,
girls.
yeah, yeah, you had to dig it. And to be truthful with you, man, that goes to that whole Black Queens thing. Because truth for the matter, you know how we do. You know how our Black Queens gonna do. We'll raise anybody up. They done got this white man up out the bed. You know what
Man,
I'm talking
then
about? He's about to die.
they put some of that black girl magic. That was the beginning of it right there.
Yeah. You get some of this
Sprinkle some
fried
of that
chicken and
black
collard
girl
greens.
magic. Right, brought him back.
Oh,
Brought him back from the
done,
brink,
bro.
bud.
I forgot. And you know what? I forgot about Babs, and that's one of the few movies I've seen multiple times. Like, one of
I
the
saw
reasons,
it a lot coming up.
yeah, I've seen that
But
movie probably
you know what?
five,
They
6 times.
they had it on like regular TV quite a bit.
They did.
In the
They did.
90s and early 2000s, because I didn't see any
TBS.
movies or anything. PBS, I
Yep.
saw it a lot, just like that. It was just on a random Saturday or something like that. And when you see something like that, you rarely click away. You're like, oh, all
Facts.
right, let me see what's up.
Man,
It's
that's
one of
right,
those
bro.
ones where it might not be at the top of my mind, but if it's on, I'm gonna watch it. Yeah.
This man
I got
pulled
an hour
out
and a half
Babs.
to
I was not
give to
thinking
this.
that. You kind of got me
Yeah,
on that one,
man.
bro. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, yeah, man.
I'm
Yeah, I'm trying to keep it guessing.
I'm gonna give you because I got a lot of dark ones, so I'm gonna try to keep it not because like because I got to do it though. Boys in the Hood, Boys in the Hood
Okay.
was I
That's
think
an
was a
absolute. Now, what I will say is I feel like that's a cusp. Is it 90s? Is it 90 or 91? I feel like it's on the cusp.
yeah, it's definitely early '90s, but it might be like 92, 93. I feel like I remember my age. You know what I'm saying when that came out. 91, 91.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I just remember I remember being a young guy, a young kid watching that and like, but you know what it is too. By the time I watched it, it was like 92, 93. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't watch that movie when it first came out. I was a little too young. I was
Yeah.
in, like, the first grade.
Yeah.
By the time we watched it, I remember watching him sprinkle the ketchup on them fries thinking, I think he's gonna die. You know what I'm saying? It just made sense. It made sense. He's gonna die. He's gonna die. Oh man. It's that,
Boy,
and I put Boys in the Hood with if I could do two again, I spice Boys in the Hood and Menace to Society.
Menace.
Yeah,
Yeah. I
yeah,
can see that. I can
yeah,
see that.
bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, and those
I
things
can
were
see that.
those. It's crazy that our community is in the rut that it's in right now as far as violence. Man, we had so much positive influence, so many positive influences in the 90s. Not only that, like the way that our movies were serious. It's like, hey, this is what happened if you bad. You know what I mean? Like, that's, bro, Boys in the Hood. From whether you're talking about Juice, Boys in the Hood.
Yeah, they definitely had some cautionary tales in there for
Yeah,
sure.
they did
Yeah.
not glorify doing any of that. It was like, no. I would say, I don't want to say it because then I'll be giving away a movie. But I would say, I'm gonna say it, bro. I would say New Jack City probably glorified money a little bit more
Okay. Yeah.
than the other
Yeah.
ones. But New
I
Jack
can
City
see
was
that.
like, look, don't be no fucking crackhead. Like, New Jack City was like, this is what happens when you're a crackhead. You know, so it was
True.
still.
It's a crackhead's cautionary tale. But you know what? Pookie made no, he didn't. He died. I was about to say Pookie made good in the end. No, that dude head was turned all the way around. Boy, that messed me up, bro. Cause I
Hey,
can,
bro.
my brain couldn't compute. I'm like, wait, how's he sitting in that chair? What?
Man.
What? Do you remember this? Like he was sitting in the chair, his head was facing in the other direction.
No, you
You
true.
might need to go back and see that.
Watch.
I remember my brain just being broken from that. I was just like, how is he sitting in that chair right
Well, what's
now?
crazy to me about that is Chris Rock never got the amount of credit that it was due for the way that he played Pookie. Like,
Agreed.
Chris Rock was like, when he was like, from him being a crackhead to him like recovering to being, to being strung out
Right.
again. Like,
Right.
bro, he played that role,
And
bro.
that was heartbreaking too.
That was an
Watching
all-star
him.
cast too.
Oh, it was.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Wesley, Ice-T. What's my man name who had the gun? Who came out? Idolater. You know what I'm talking about? He pulled that gun
I
out.
know his name, bro. Man, I can't think of his
I
name.
know it and I
Mike
can't
Skin,
think of
bro.
it.
Sit your $5
I can't
ass
think of it.
down before I make
Oh
10.
yeah, that
Bro.
dude with the Al B. Sure look. Yeah,
Yeah,
that movie was
exactly.
really good. That movie was really good.
Yeah, it was.
Man, yeah, they put a who made that movie? That wasn't a Singleton. I'll look it up later. That was good. Is it my turn?
It's it's back on you.
All right. So that was All-Star Cast. We said that was just Wesley and Ice-T. Let's stick with the Ice-T again. I'm going now. This might be a cusper, but I think it's 90's. Surviving the Game. I'm going Ice-T. I'm going Surviving the Game. And it was 1994, so I'm right up in there.
Bro, Surviving the Game might be one of my favorite 90s movies of all time.
It's definitely a sleeper, bro. It's definitely a sleeper because a lot of people won't know what you're talking about when you bring this movie up. But it's definitely a good one. What were you about to say?
My thing is Surviving the Game was like mixed though. It was, you could I'll give it black. I'll give it a black movie though.
If it's a black movie or not. Okay. All right, you know what? Viewer, listener, weigh in on this. What constitutes a black movie? Is it a black all black cast? Is it a black star? Is it more than one black lead that makes it a black movie? Because if it's more than one black lead, it had Ice-T. It also had Charles S. Dutton in it too. Rock, for sure, as a lead. So I mean, it was kind of a mixed ensemble, but the two leads were black.
The reason why I would give it a black movie is because back then, especially in the early 90s,
man, yeah,
if it was a black lead, it was automatically considered a black movie.
Yeah,
right?
heck yeah. That's what they were gonna think anyway.
Yeah.
You know?
So I don't know, because Surviving the Game was a very good movie. Anybody who's never seen that movie, I invite you to go look at that. That's a classic.
That is an edge of your seat movie. It's an edge of your seat movie. I want to say we rented it because I showed it to Kelly. I brought it up. We had seen a movie that was similar to it. Came out a year or two ago. And I said, this movie is just like Surviving the Game. And they're like, Surviving the Game? I'm like, you ain't never seen Surviving the Game? And so I'm going all through it. And I'm like, I look it up and I'm like, dang it. we got to rent it. And I was like, you know what? And I went ahead and did it right then because I'm like, no, you have to see this. And even she was like, oh, yeah, this is a really good
And now
movie.
we're
And
finding
it
out
keeps
that
you
in the
on the
Epstein
edge of your
files,
seat.
they might have went on hunting parties for niggas. You know, it just fits the time.
Hey, it was that time period, you know, private islands being what private islands are. You know what I mean?
No
The
laws
most
on private
dangerous
islands. You know?
game. Heck yeah. So
Hey,
it was good. And the fact that they just, because when I first saw it, I didn't know what the movie was about. It was another one of those. I didn't see this in theaters. Obviously, it was 1994. I was in the 4th grade, maybe the 5th grade. And
yeah,
I think we had it on VHS in our house. Either that or I saw it on TV, but I think we had it on
we had it
VHS.
on video.
And I saw it, and I didn't know what it was going to be about. You know, surviving the game, I thought it was going to be some kind of a, you know,
Game.
but watching it, you know, they invite this man, they have this nice dinner and whatnot, and then everything just goes haywire. And, you know, so you're on the edge of your seat from, you know, basically from the first 5 or 10 minutes of this movie, they kind of lull you into a false sense, but then pull the rug right from up under you, and
Hey,
it stays gone the whole time. So
yeah, as soon
it
as they
was a
get to that
real,
little
and I
cabin,
want to say Ice-T kicked butt in this movie. He was, you
hey,
know,
hey, as soon as he blew bro
very
legs off
powerful.
on that 4-wheeler, it was a wrap. You know it
Man.
was going. You know,
Man, it was
are you
good, and all
speaking of?
practical effects too. You know, it
Yeah,
wasn't a whole bunch of CG. You know, this was just a straight up people out in the woods. You know, practical effects. It was a really good time. Everything felt real. The stakes felt super high. You
yo,
know,
real high
it
now.
was a great movie. It was a really good movie. Yeah. So I think you up next.
I absolutely enjoyed that one. I'm gonna hit you with a classic, man, that everybody loves, and probably as a young guy, I'm gonna be honest with you, definitely was my shit, bro. Soul food,
It's
soul
on my
food,
list. Yeah,
soul food.
yeah. I
I get,
definitely would have said that.
I get.
Now, I
Uh,
wouldn't say it's one of my favorites, but it was just such a cultural touch point, I think.
maybe
You
that's what
know.
it is,
So
cause
go ahead.
I get a nostalgic feeling like watching soul food, right? Like it literally
They not
reminds me of.
taking my leg. That's one of my quotables from that one. I felt so sad after that
Oh
because she
man,
really meant that. You
yo,
know,
there was
she
a
really meant that.
man. I just like I don't know what was the Mackay Pfeiffer looking dude that played in the movie, the young
It
boy.
was Mekhi Phifer.
Not, but no. I'm sorry, he wasn't. I'm talking about his little brother, his little, the little young boy in the
Oh,
movie.
the young guy, the main
Yeah,
kid, the
yeah,
star of the movie, as it were.
facts, pretty
I
much.
don't remember. They had that whole movie riding on that kid, boy.
They did, they
I
did.
don't remember. What's he doing now?
I couldn't. I can't remember. I ain't seen Soul Food in so long. I can't remember the character's name. Who's the husband that cheated
He
with the
probably got
cousin?
face tattoos or something. Michael Beach was the one that cheated with Michael
Bro,
Beach back in the 90's was the wavy haired bad guy. You
bro,
know what I
I
mean?
hated
He
him.
was
Bro, I
he
hated
never
him for that.
did good.
I
Right.
hated him for that, man.
Man, I hated him for all that. All of
Oh,
it. All of it. Every
oh,
movie I saw him in after that, I was like,
oh,
this mug, man. Cheat on
you know what?
Vanessa Williams? Come on, bro.
I got one for you now that I'm thinking about hating somebody. I'm gonna go down this one. I got a good one for you. Girl, you got it. What's your initial movie next? I got a good one.
Okay. All right. So we're moving on past soul food. Oh, that other guy, that kid's name was Brandon Hammond.
Okay,
The
okay,
kid
okay.
who played the other kid before. I don't know if he's working right now or anything. As an actor, rather. I don't know if he's working as an actor. Yeah, he's our age, born in 84. All right, so my next one is going to be, this is arguably will fall into that same territory since we're talking about whether or not it was a black movie. This might fall into that territory. I'm gonna go with Money Talks.
Wow, Money Talks was. Yeah, that's definitely depending on who you are, because that movie was a crossover black movie, if I could say that. You know what I mean? If we
Yeah, I
said
can
some
say
black
that.
movies,
I feel like it crossed over because, you know, Chris Rock was on a rocket ship at that time. You
yeah. By
know,
this point, he
I
$20
said Chris
million.
Rock, Chris Tucker was
Oh,
on a rocket
I
ship
know you
at
talking
that
about though.
time. And everybody wanted to see everything he was involved in. So
Yeah,
a lot of that stuff was crossing over because he was just such a popular I want to say he was like the most popular comedian in the world at that time. That was I mean, he was in the middle of his Kevin Hart kind of
you're right.
thing.
You're
You
right.
know,
And
he
he
could do no
completely.
wrong at that era. He was in the middle of everything at
I
that
wish
point.
he would have kept doing comedy though, bro. Like he really pulled away from like the actual like actual his own stage stuff, man, because he was funny on stage, and
Yeah.
he really got into those movies. But when you paying a person $20 million a movie back then,
I
bro,
mean, come on. This
this,
my life now. This my
yeah,
life.
this what I
You
do.
talking
I
about
make
3
movies,
months?
bro. Yeah,
3 months at a time?
yeah,
$20
bro.
million? Yeah, I do
Yeah,
this now.
yeah. I mean, I can't be
You know how
mad at
many
that, bro.
clubs I have to play to make this kind of money? I do this now. I do this. This
This
is
is
what
what
I
I
do.
do. This is what I do.
Yeah.
I make movies.
Yeah.
No, for sure,
Yeah.
for
I'll
sure.
do one of those specials if y'all pay me this right here. You pay me this, I stand on your stage.
What was your
But I
boy?
bet he has to miss it though because he went back to it. He went
But
back
he
to
went back to it too
but it
late.
feels like
You
it's
lose
not
your
this.
rhythm.
Yeah, it's not the same. Yeah,
Man, he ain't
yeah,
even he's sophisticated now. It's like, bro,
yeah.
it's not
Right.
funny.
So I was telling Spielberg though, they like, man, we don't get that joke. You know what I'm saying? You can't start out with, you know what I mean?
Oh, that man said,
Come on.
so I was
Me and
telling
Jackie Chan were third class on the way to China. Like those jokes don't hit with us. When you talked about robbing your mama, that was,
Max.
he don't have jokes like that anymore. And I think that's true. I
I
think he
mean,
still has the ability to be funny. I just think that he
man,
might take himself a little too seriously at this point. You know what I mean? And
then that's what it
that
seems
is
like.
what
It
it
seems
is.
like it feels like he went through that Dave Chappelle thing where, when Dave Chappelle left for a minute and things like, because he did become very introspective on his career. Like, I don't want to be the type of person that
Right.
shows people that I'm selling, that a weed smoker and all of that. Cause he would have lit up Friday for another two.
Yeah, but I always think there was a way that they could have done that. At the end of the movie, they were teeing up the fact that he was going to rehab. So they could
But
have had him struggling with what that meant. You know what I mean? When you have people around you that are still living that life, I
it
think
was
it could have
done.
worked.
It was done by
I
the
think it
time
could have worked.
he was burning so hot by the time that last
He
Friday
was,
came
he
out,
was,
bro.
and they
He
couldn't
was
afford
sitting
him. They
there.
just couldn't afford him anymore.
Yeah, like
But
Friday's always historically been a low budget film. It just wasn't gonna
right,
be that,
right.
bro.
I want to say they were saying Witherspoon said he made like $1,500 off that movie, something like that. It
Yeah,
wasn't. It
he
wasn't
ain't
a
made no real money, but
no.
they shot them. They was shooting them joints in a couple weeks, in and out. You know what I
Right,
mean? You on to
right.
the next one.
But you're talking
So
about something that was a cultural like cult classic on the weekend it came out. You know what I'm saying? Like
period.
I
After as soon
remember
as it
going
came
to
out,
see that. Right. I remember going to see that one in theaters at the time, and you knew this was something else. I had never heard my dad laugh the way that he laughed in that movie. Like
for
no joke.
real, bro.
Up to that point, no joke. And this was one of those like full belly laugh, head back kind of big boomy
You
voice. I'd never heard him laugh like that
you
in a
looking over
movie
there like you
ever
laugh
in
like
my
that?
whole life. Yeah,
You laugh?
it take you out of it. You know what I'm saying? Take you out of it. Like what are they talking about? I feel like I missed the last joke because I'm sitting here listening to this dude. Oh, can't get his breath. You know what I'm saying? Like, wow,
No.
this is wild. And somebody that can, if you can make somebody laugh like that, which is why I think we love comedy so much, because if life is gonna be as sour as it can be sometimes, I think that's why our comedies are as hard hitting as they are. They make you cry laughing, can't catch your breath, running all over the place, trying to get your laugh in. I mean, it's just, I think that's why it is.
But
They go so
you
hard on the extreme because, life can be so sour sometimes.
I mean, I think you can equate that to everything, though, when you talk about just black culture in general, man. The reason why we do everything on a level that seems to be different than
Mm-hmm.
our counterparts is because of struggle, right? Like, you
True.
listen to our music worldwide, whether you talk about reggae or you're talking about Afrobeat, any of our music culturally seems to have a lot more flavor to it. Our food has a lot more flavor to it. Food has flavor to it because we were given straps and we had to make them taste good. You know what I mean? So our food our food tastes better. Our music is always better because our music comes from a place of, the stories that we tell come from a place of struggle a lot of times. The blues, the rhythm and blues and what it meant for rhythm and blues to exist came with struggle. And to make that sound, you still trying to entertain yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, so you look at anything, whether you're talking about gospel music, rap music, movies, comedy, we literally have always done those things. And this is not to be like, I don't like to be just on black people. Like we the only, like we just,
Yeah,
we,
for sure.
but we are, we are what we are, whatever.
Right.
But,
Of course.
when you talk about American culture, We was talking about this recently. You can't mention American culture without mentioning
Of course.
black people are American culture. Anything that's the best parts of America, black people are in that, you know. And the thing is that creativity did not just stay in the realm of entertainment. The reason we became great inventors is because now, I do believe that some of the reasons that we're great inventors is just because the way our minds work. But I also believe it was out of necessity. Like the cotton
Yeah.
gin was invented by a black man because hell, I don't want my family out there picking.
Right.
You know what I'm
Here
saying?
trying to separate these seeds out of this.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Being
Yeah.
innovative always comes from a place of struggle, just in
Yep.
general. You know,
Yep.
innovation in
They
itself.
say necessity is the mother of invention, right?
Exactly. So, you know, when you think
Hmm.
about that, bro, it's dope, man. Shoot, bro, we could really go for another. I got a whole bunch of
We
them.
could. So we've got our 10, but let's just rattle off. Let's go one at a time. We just rattle off all of our honorable mentions, man. So let's see. From the top, we had Major Pain, Above the Rim / Juice, Set It Off, Friday, 5 Heartbeat / Temptations, Life, Apps, Boys in the Hood / Menace to
Ministry
Society,
Society.
Surviving the Game, Soul Food, Money Talks, and what was that last one you said?
What was the
I can't
last one?
remember. Oh shoot. We went all deep into it too, and now I can't even remember what it was. Because I'm sitting here trying to think of something else. We'll come back to it. But
We went Friday,
all
what?
right, my next one. It was Friday. There you go. No. Yeah, so I guess we went back around to it. We went back around
Okay.
to Friday because Friday was up top in the list. But yeah, all right. So my next one I would say that we didn't say was The Wood. I'm gonna go with The Wood, but I feel like that might have been 2000. But I enjoyed that one
That was a good movie though.
because watching them grow up was just crazy because they grew up in kind of an earlier time than we did, but remembering how it was kicking it with your friends, getting into little stuff, you know what I mean?
For sure.
And kind of going back and looking at that through the lens
99.
of adulthood. 99, it counts. All right, what you got?
Oh, I actually have What's Love Got to Do with It.
Whoa, okay.
We talk
Whoa,
about
what's
people.
love?
Now, the
What's
reason
love
I
got to
brought
do
that
with
up
it?
because remember
Yeah,
you was like, bro, I hated him, and I was like, yeah, I hated bro in Soul Food.
got you.
Bro,
Yeah.
Lauren Fishburne, no black woman in America liked Lauren Fishburne for about 15 years.
Yeah. He had to shave ball and get on the Matrix, bruh.
Yep, facts, bro.
Yeah,
Before they was
'cause
giving
he
him
was
some
cooked.
forgiveness, people was when his daughter became a porn star, it was still some women like, that's what you get, nigga.
I don't know if I knew about that. No, I don't know if I knew about that.
Yeah,
But oh,
man,
that's interesting.
that's crazy, bro. Like,
Um,
cause he was definitely my mom couldn't stand Lauren Fishburne. She wouldn't watch a movie with him in it after What's
isn't
Love.
that crazy how you be like, man, I hated him in this movie. Or I was so mad at him in this movie. And like, oh, he was pretending.
Yeah, he's
He
just a
was
good actor.
pretending.
If he made you hate him, then damn, he deserves an
He
Oscar.
did his job.
Yeah,
Right?
he
Yeah,
did.
he did his job. Okay, did somebody say don't be a menace? Don't be a menace to South Central
No,
while drinking your juice
Juice
in
in
the
the Hood.
hood.
I
Yes,
think we were
sir.
thinking that around the time I was talking about I'm gonna get you sucker, but we never said it.
There it is. Yeah. Don't be a menace was one of the funniest things, you know. And I want to say, besides, I'm gonna get you sucker. That was probably one of the first like black spoof parody movies that I had seen,
It
and they
was.
just didn't miss any jokes.
The
You know
thing
what I
is,
mean?
it
They
was
don't miss any jokes. They're coming so fast at you, and you
yep,
just, everything's happening. You have to see movies like that more than once
yep.
so that you get, because you're laughing so hard, you're missing the next joke. They're coming so quick, you
The hot
know.
sauce on the toes. It was like yeah. It was
Gross. Yeah. They had so many hilarious moments in that movie. What you got? What you got? Rapid fire.
oh man, rapid fire, Dead Presidents. Oh yes, sir. Dead
Whoa, Dead
Presidents.
Presidents.
It's a great movie, bro.
Dead Presidents. I'll do you one better. I'll go comedy with it. Same move.
CB4. Oh, that's a good one. I was actually thinking CB4 earlier. It
CB4.
wasn't a great movie, but it wasn't a bad movie. When you go back and watch it now, you
No.
like
It wasn't a great
yeah,
movie.
it was pretty good.
No, it
Okay.
wasn't a great movie, but they had those really funny moments in it too.
Yeah,
Though it was
yeah,
just
they
they
did.
had pockets of the movie being super funny.
All right,
It was a
rewind back.
typical like Chris Rock. All right, rapid fire.
Rapid fire, Crickland.
Whoa, yeah, I don't know. This is a Spike Lee joint, right?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, I'm not altogether sure that I've seen this. And who's starring this? Is that Lawrence
Hold on,
Fishburne?
you gotta go watch Crooklyn, bro.
Yeah,
Crooklyn
I'm
is a
familiar, but I don't
Saturday
know that I've
watch with your
seen it.
lady. Crooklyn is
Really?
Saturday watch with your lady while you chilling, you know what I'm saying, sitting back on the couch. It's
Yeah.
deep. It's deep, you know what I'm saying? It is a deep movie. It's
It's
about a
got
young girl.
Delroy Lindo in it. I'm already
Okay, yeah, the young girl who's like she's the lead of the movie. It's really like a reflection of it's a depiction of what a young girl goes through in the household back then, who has to, step up and be kind of the woman of the house amongst like badass kids and a dad who really just trying to work to keep shit afloat. You know what I'm saying? It's a different movie.
yeah.
But I would
I'm gonna
also
have to check that out.
have you ever seen Inkwell?
Oh yeah. Yeah. With my man Lorenz Tate.
Yeah, Lorenz Tate. That's one of Lorenz Tate's classics. It fits that bill, you know what I'm saying?
Oh,
They grab
okay,
the same
okay.
genre of movie, they give
Yeah,
you
it did look like
that
that, yeah.
emotional tug is kind of the same, so I think it's
Mm.
what else you got, man?
I got Low Down Dirty Shame.
You got that one. That's a winner. That's a winner,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah.
Now I
Yeah,
gotta
yeah.
go
You
more
can
money.
always watch Shame. Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta go
More
more
money
money
too,
on that.
yeah.
Yeah, I
But
gotta
see,
go
that's
more
what I'm
money on.
saying. That's what we were talking about earlier. You could go Wayans. We could have a Wayans episode because they just have such a catalog that has spanned what 30 years plus, man. I mean,
Yeah, he's going
they
on
have such
almost
a
40,
catalog. They have such a catalog that you could just keep going, So it's hard to. I mean, you got to almost kind of have to spread them out a little bit.
and
Yeah,
they
what you
really
got?
started the whole spoof movie. Like when
Oh,
you
for
talk
sure.
about a spoof movie,
In
when you
terms of the
go
black ones, anyway. Yeah.
they started it. It wasn't spoof movies before
Well, you had like Naked
I'm gonna
Gun and stuff like that.
not before I'm gonna get you sucker was before Naked Gun.
But Airplane was before I'm Gonna Get You Sucker.
You
And
think
Leslie Nielsen was in that too.
Airplane? You get that? You call it? You think that's a spoof movie?
Like, it's on its way.
Okay,
It's on its way. It's on its way.
I forget about
Yeah.
Airplane. I'll give you that.
It's
I'll give
on
you
its
that.
way. It's on its way. They don't hit like Naked Gun does. They don't hit like I'm Gonna Get You Sucker
I
does,
get.
but
I
it
get.
was headed in that direction. Yeah.
I get.
Yeah. It was headed in that direction. But they also Spaceballs. You've seen Spaceballs? It was like
Spaceballs was good. Spaceballs was good. I like Spaceballs.
yeah. So
A
that
spoof
was
of
one
a
too.
spoof
You know,
of Star Trek.
Star Wars and
Star
those
Wars.
ones out there, Star Trek, Star Wars. But I
Yeah,
do think that the Wayans perfected it though. I think
I
that they
feel like they did.
definitely perfected it because they don't miss a joke when they do those. When they got into Scary Movie, I mean they were spoofing Scary Movies. I mean they didn't miss a joke.
No, they don't.
They didn't miss a joke, and they're coming so rapid fire fast that you have to watch them again. That's exactly what I was saying about Don't Be a Menace. You have to watch them again because you're laughing so hard you're remembering this one thing, and somebody else is going, "Oh, but did you see such and such?" Like what? I probably was laughing at that point,
Yeah,
and I missed it. I gotta go see it again.
yeah, and
But
you'll laugh at a whole nother set of jokes.
you laugh a whole so
Yeah,
good, so
I
good. What you
agree
got?
with that. I agree with that. It's on you, but
Oh, I thought I just did Low Down Dirty Shame.
okay, yeah, and I said more money on the top of that.
Oh yeah, more money. Okay, more
No,
money.
but my last one would be if I was gonna go one that really was big for me, and I could only watch it once. Rosewood.
Oh my God,
I,
Rosewood.
I may have seen that twice, bro.
That one,
I've seen
it
that
was a
twice.
powerful movie, but yeah, that's one that you don't need to see a bunch of times.
No, you don't.
And those 90's black westerns just, I mean, they were hard hitting, but they weren't my jam. You know what I'm saying? Rosewood, Posse, those ones like that. I was just like, all right, bro.
Rosewood was tough, was different because it went like,
Rosewood was hard to watch.
bro, when he was hanging from that
Yeah.
motherfucker, hitting it,
Yeah.
I was like, I want to be that type
Yeah.
of strong black motherfucker right there, bro.
Yeah, but
like,
I don't want that to happen to me. But
nah,
yeah,
I
I
don't
want to
want to
be
find
that
out if
strong.
my neck that strong.
Yeah, man. Wow, that was a good one. All right,
Oh,
let's see
man.
what else we got. Let's see what else. Did anybody say Boomerang?
You know what? I had it on my list, but I never got to it. But Boomerang was
Boomerang.
one of them. Yep.
Boomerang. Try to spread out the Eddie Murphys too. I think Boomerang was a solid 90's hit. I want to say it solidified that movie. I think put him in a different echelon because that movie seemed like every step of it was handled by the culture. You know what I'm saying? Like you're talking about a slate of successful, good-looking black folks.
I mean,
Everywhere
he's
you
on that.
looked, you know what I'm saying? Everybody was in a very powerful role. Money was no issue for any of these people. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? They were talking about other stuff. It was all interpersonal stuff because it wasn't the typical trope of I gotta make ends meet, or I need to go out and do this, or I gotta do that. You're talking about people who weren't worried about money, who were taking trips and, jet
yeah.
setting from here to there and had these big, high, powerful jobs and everything else. I thought the movie just made me feel good. You know what I'm saying?
No,
Like,
it
look how
did.
good everybody looks. Look how good everybody look. You know what I mean?
I want to say that was the first black-led movie where you saw super successful black people. Like this movie is like about being a successful black person.
Right.
The only movie
And it
that,
was normalized too. It
yeah,
was normal. It wasn't like, oh, look at these folks are really getting it. It was like, no, this is standard. We're all doing well. I just
yeah.
thought it was such a powerful visual to see. It wasn't like Mo Money where like all of a sudden dudes getting money. You know what I'm saying?
No, it was
It
no
was
surprise.
no, it wasn't an unusual thing. They weren't treating it like it was, like money was a part of it. It just was. They just were successful. They just that part was not up for debate. You know what I
And
mean?
realistically, I feel like it gave way for a thin line between love and hate.
Mm.
Also waiting to excel.
Wow, that's a good pull.
Yeah, it feel like it gave way for those movies. Like you couldn't have those movies without first having, and then you couldn't have Soul Food without waiting till it's here. I feel like all that kind of played together. Like
Yeah, you're right.
you needed that natural progression of black film, bro. That's crazy, bro. I ain't never even
Yeah,
thought about that. But
yeah,
when you look at the progression, it seems like that was all needed, and Eddie Murphy was a
I
part of
agree.
it, and we always had like, or maybe we call them heavy hitters is because they became heavy hitters because of these movies. Were
Hmm,
they necessarily heavy hitters before? No, but you always had to be a great black actor to be in a black movie. You weren't gonna be no shitty black actor in no black movie
true,
in the 90s.
true,
Everybody in the 90s could act.
true,
So
true, true,
crazy when you think about that.
true. That being said, Jungle Fever.
Wow. Jungle Fever felt like the 80s. That didn't come out in like 89,
I feel like it was 90's, but you could be
like
right.
91 or something.
You could be
Being
right.
wrong.
But I feel like it had that same kind of thing. Everybody put out some 91, 90.
Okay.
Everybody turned in some really great performances
Yeah.
on that movie. That was what I thought of instantly when you just made that comment. I was like, you know what? It made some everybody turned in a really good performance on that. I mean, Samuel Jackson looked like a crackhead, but he was sweaty in every scene he was in. But I'm just like, man, he just looked like he just crawled up out the dirt, bro.
Oh,
He just
bro. What's
that
crazy
gave
is,
me some real like losing Isaiah vibes with Halle Berry, how kind of downtrodden she was
yeah.
in that one. I was like, my God.
And little known fact is Samuel L. Jackson's been in more movies than almost any black male actor. Period. He's made
Yeah,
so much
prolific,
money
man.
because you know what's dope about his career is he's been in everything from Formula 51 to Black
Oh
Snake
yeah.
Moan. Like he'll be in a
Right.
totally different character set, like that don't
I
even
mean,
match nothing,
yeah,
bro. Like, and that's impressive to me,
so
man.
true.
That being said, I think we really touched quite a bit, bro.
We did it. I think we did it. Yeah.
Man, I'm so
Yeah.
impressed by this thought process of black cinema, and we're really, because what we really showed is the progression of it. And I know some of the movies bled either into the late '80s or either early '90s, but we really like when you really think about it, man. When you look at some of the movies, you can really see the progression of black cinema and where it went to.
Mm-hmm.
I think that we need
Absolutely.
to get back there though, which is the reason we wanted to originally do the black sitcom episode from the
Mm-hmm.
'90s because it was so family based in the '90s.
Yeah.
Now
Yeah.
we based on single mamas and
Oh, that's something to get into. Hmm.
yeah, like, 'cause that's what it looks like now. It's a lot different, man. So, it's that's something to think about, bro. Actually, guys, we got a whole bunch of good topics right now that
Yeah.
we're gonna broach pretty soon.
Yeah.
But yeah, bro, black
This
sitcom.
was a good one.
We're gonna do I know we got these fashion next week and well
Yeah.
hip fashion from 90s.
Well, actually, we got that. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Absolutely. That's what we got coming up.
Yeah, so from there
Yeah.
to then doing 90s sitcoms, bro, we got a lot.
Oh yeah, we got a lot coming up. That's what I was thinking. But yeah, that's what it was. You're right. You're right. I had the order wrong. Yeah, man. Oh, that's exciting. And you know what? 90's, I love that era too. You know, we can always talk 90's and early 2000s. So,
Fact.
yeah, that's going to be a lot of fun, man. This was great. This was great. I mean, you've given me some stuff to think about watching this weekend and you know, really just kicking back on my free time and digging into some old ones I haven't seen in probably 10, 15, even 20 years, man. So, this was good.
Yeah.
This was a lot of fun.
I really want to go watch Surviving.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm about to go out. I'm trying to remember if I rented it or if I actually just bought it. I'm trying to think. I'm gonna
Oh,
go check that out.
yeah,
Yeah,
I'm gonna do that.
but it's a $3.99 rental. You know,
Oh, that's not bad.
that's not too bad. Yeah, it's not too bad. You know, Amazon or YouTube or whatever it is you got.
Look, I can do that.
Yeah, $3.99. Ain't gonna kill you, and you'll get that 24, 48 hour rental window.
I
So you
can't
can
believe
watch
they
it a
gave
couple
them a
times.
35% on Rotten Tomatoes. Screw Rotten Tomatoes.
But you know, this thing predate Rotten Tomatoes by decades, and whoever has seen it at this time who thought to go and do a Rotten Tomatoes on it, you know what I'm saying? I
Should be
wouldn't
stuck
take
in their
their
mouth. They should be.
right. I would take their word for it anyway.
Yeah,
Who go on the Rotten Tomato?
and you look back at it, you realize they had a all-star cast in this movie too, bro.
Yeah,
Like
yeah, man. I
everybody.
ain't trying to hear that.
Yeah, man.
Shoot.
Man, but I ain't gonna hold you, bro. But we do appreciate you guys, man. It's been a lovely episode, man. You got any other
Yeah.
comments, my brother?
No, man, no. Go and be with that beautiful family, man, a beautiful baby girl, and we'll get together and we'll do it again. And when we come back, it'll be like we never left, and we'll be talking black sitcoms.
It's so many of them.
Man, so many of them.
Ooh.
So many of them. And you know, they all bring such treasured memories too. You know,
That's
you're
the
watching
thing,
a movie,
like,
you're
when
watching a
you
movie about an hour and a half or something like that. You are watching these hit black sitcoms and whatever shows for years sometimes.
Yeah,
22, sometimes 22 episodes a season and it could be 5 to 6 to 10 years at a time, and you really just know these people inside and out. So
facts, man. It shapes your life, man, for sure.
it does.
Family, we need you guys to like, comment, share, and subscribe, man. We appreciate you guys as usual. You know what we're trying to do. We're trying to push the culture forward in the direction that it needs to go, and we're gonna make sure it gets there on time, all the time. And again, you know, we appreciate you, man. We'll talk to y'all later. We out.
We out.
All right.